camera lens, you know? Of course. Dude just ran that red light. He couldn't wait. We'll see if he runs all the other ones too. Some people too fast, too furious, yo. Too fast, too furious. I don't know what is going on with this. I'm trying to get it clean though. Hope y'all are doing all right. Monday morning here, 4 a.m. We have pretty cold weather. It's 32 out. So the cold is back to see us. Hey, what's up, yo? How are you? What's going on? There we go. I think we're in better shape. Yeah. The light bulbs aren't so like slurred all over the place. Mustaka. What's that challenge? What you doing? What you doing? I will, thank you. I will drive entirely safe. Mostly safe anyway. Cha-Ram, hello. Hello, Cha-Ram. Namaste. Hope you're doing all right. up, people? What's up, people? Hello. Good morning. Hope y'all are doing all right. We have asshole number one right here. He's the first asshole of the day. Almost reminds me of a chick drive. This one right here. I don't think she likes me like pacing her like that. Yeah, man, she was pulling shit with people just a minute ago. I think she done pulling shit with people. She has to go to work, give everybody an attitude. What's up, people? I hope y'all are doing good. Oh, it's 32 degrees out here, man. It's so cold. We're at the point of freezing. And at the end of the week, it's about to be like 80 again. It was 80 for Christmas. And so it's about to be 80 again this weekend. 80 for Christmas in Texas. We're headed for 80 again. So we'll see how that goes. End of the week should be pretty nice. Oh yeah, we're safe. I'm Mr. Safety. Or him, whichever it is. Asshole on Monday morning. What's up, Dylan? What's going on? Why did you delete your message? Hello. What's up, Mary? Why are you riding their ass? Because she was riding my ass or he was riding my ass. And then when, she realized that there was 2 empty lanes next to me and could go around, she did that. And then she rode the next person's ass. So I've just been like kind of toying with her this whole ride, Let her know how it feels to have somebody jacking with you while you're driving around, Like, one good turn deserves another. I'm definitely that guy. Definitely that guy. Like, well, shit, if you wouldn't want me doing something to you, you wouldn't have done shit to me, huh? And, like, I do take it a little personal. Like, that person doesn't know me, but that's even more to the point. Oh, yeah, it's got to be a chick using the brights every time I get a chance to. That's a chick for sure. For sure. You're both gay. Yeah. Dirtbag has changed speeds like 3 times now. Goes from going 80 to going 70. I think she wants me to be in front so then she can ride my ass some more. She already did the ass ride. I don't know why she's mad. This is my favorite part. They slow down, but I get back on them. I mean, in essence, that's what was going on. Like, I wasn't going fast enough for that individual. And, she's not really going fast enough for me right now. She's back to being safe. She wants to be a safe driver now. All of a sudden, there's a safety thing. Safety concerns. So it's cool. It's cool. I like safety concerns. I know how to deal with safety concerns. I have the safety maker with me. It makes safety. Things that aren't safe, it makes them safe. Things that aren't safe, it makes them safe. I already did that. Already did that, yeah. It worked. It worked. It was annoying for both of us. I was also annoyed by what I was doing. So I know it was annoying for that person. That's a good way to measure it, by the way. If you know it's annoying to yourself, it's probably annoying to somebody else also. Probably. The trucker was giving us some brake taps there. Maybe he's got a radar up or something. A gaydar. Did that dude just roll in here and call us both gay? It's like y'all are both gay. Come on, man. You're going to have to use bigger words or something if you're going to get through to me with words. With words. With words. Oh, it's mighty cold outside, man. Did I mention I am not really like a cold weather fan? Here we go. Doing it again. Doing it again. What's up, yo? Here, you still watching? You see all the Christmas lights? Oh, air. Why you just tell it you could just talk also? Still watching? How was your Christmas? What'd you do? Did you see your family? We ask you something. As adults, did y'all get any gifts? Did you get any gifts? I got a work bonus and a t-shirt. I got a work bonus and a t-shirt. Hello. What's up, yo? What are you up to? What you doing? What you doing? Hello. Hello. I'm about to be walking around in the cold. In the cold, cold, cold. That's my roll this morning. And we lost connection. I think I'm back though. How's it look? Do I have sound still? here also. We got a couple little things we got to knock out this morning at the properties. And then I got to get out to the ranch this morning. I got a few things I need to do at the ranch too. Go. Here we go. We are here. We are here, everyone. We are here. Make my run real quick, but I'm gonna put you guys on my neck strap so I can have my hands. Hell yeah. Neck strap. It's actually a neck strap too. Sits on my neck, holds you guys in it, allows me to work in the freezing ass cold like it is, and I have both my hands. So let's go. You guys are going right in here, like that. I like it. I like it. What's up, people? Up close with Bruce? Oh, bad day for y'all. Right, let's get to it. Let's get to it. And we should take our keys with us because I got to get into that room and make sure we're not frozen in there. Make sure we're not frozen in there. I'm going to have to put you guys on mute because once we start this thing, it's loud. It is very loud. So we're going to mute you as to save you from having to listen to all that. And I'm going to throw on my hood because it's freezing out. All right, let's go. Mute time. Alright, we're done.
We are done.
Let's roll. Back on the road. My hands are frozen. Hands are frozen. 30 degrees out here out west. It's gonna be cold at the damn ranch too. Oh yeah, the ranch is gonna be freezing. I gotta come back out here later, go see John Deere here on the right, big John Deere tractor place. I need a PHO bar, a faux bar. I'll be back right here at this place here in a little bit, this place with the green on it. John Deere, I gotta go see them later. Hello boys. enjoying traffic, the road. This is all my stream is every morning I work, and maybe I eat breakfast, but that's all I stream. I don't have any real content. I'm not actually a content creator. Just chatting people up while I work. Otherwise, I do all this just listening to the radio. safe enough. Thank you, though. Appreciate you. We write the rules. An idea of how big Lockheed Martin is, they have an entire exit on the highway and a 3-lane road that funnels into their facility. The entire exit on the highway is dedicated to Lockheed Martin. It's wild. Wild. I think we're doing pretty good on time this morning too. Seems like it thus far. Probably more entertaining channels. Probably more entertaining channels. More channels with better entertainment. You must be busy doing stuff. Hello, everybody. Pearl Lucky, what's going on? Shout out. Mega love, shout out. What's up? Hello. Oh yeah, always safe. Always safe. The safest. Two lights on that awning out over there. Two lights. If I go over there, they'll come on. I'm not joking. All right, we need to take our notebook this time. Yes, we do. Keys and a pen. Notebook, keys, and a pen. All right. Let's go up in here and find out what's what. We got a whole laundry list of things to do today. I had to make a list. I don't always have to do that, but I had to this time. Oh, good morning, people. Good morning. I hope y'all are doing all right. Let's get in here. Haha, I have all the keys. All the keys. But if you have my key ring, that's the one for this building. Let's go. Have you ever played Attack of the Zebras Ultimate Destiny Reynolds Battle 3000 now? I can safely tell you that I haven't done that. And they should have stopped by and fixed the elevator, so let's just see. Aha. Aha. Air conditioner is fixed. It looks like... Ah, there's the switch for it. Good. Bye-bye, elevator. Bye-bye. It's like Frogger. Oh, is it? Let's see, does this one work? Oh, this one works too, amazing. Okay, I like it. Very good. Happy. I was like, what are we gonna do? And that's something else I gotta work on too. Who's gonna come over and chase these bees down? We got bees in one of the suites up there, wasps, and I need somebody to come down and chase them out of there. Find them, deploy stuff, do something. Deploy traps. Let's see here, I gotta get up there too. Ooh. We're good there. Here, maybe this will be y'all's view. I gotta climb. record some information. Yeah. 174, 012. Got a new page here. Bushes. Bushes. Put the office back together. Well, let's check, make sure this HVAC system is completely up. And it looks like we got no alarms. Very good, very good. I like that. Let's check RTU3. Are you awake yet? Yeah, you are. Thank you, RTU3. Appreciate that. And RTU2, we're up. And RTU1 is always up, so it's the most dependable unit that we have. All right, good. Let's go next. $24,607. Hang tight, guys. All right, that's all. We're good. We're good. What's up, people? What's up, people? Hello, hello. Lights off, baby. Hey, like my tree? I picked that tree. I picked that tree. I didn't pick that sofa, but I picked that tree. La 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 la. La 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 la. Hey, daylight come now, you wanna go. Hey, hey, come now, you go. On to the next one. Back to the neck brace for y'all. Back to the neck brace for y'all. Need my hands for this next adventure. Oh, look at all those leaves too, Jesus. Hold on. It's looking like we shed all of our leaves over the weekend. Hold on, I've got an answer for that. That scenario is solved. Hello, letter. You get to come off.
switch. What up, people? What up, people? Talk to you while I work now. What's up, yeah? What's up, yeah? I love having both my hands. Oh, my bad, people. I didn't realize I muted you. Let's go. Next location. Indai, hello. What's up, Indai? Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. I'm working and it's freezing. Working and it's freezing out. Freezing. You have to excuse me, just trying to clean up my truck real quick. A quick cleaning. Hello, hello. Hola. Let's roll. Let's roll. Neri, hello. Hello, Wapa Neri. Hello. Kumusta? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing my normal work thing, of course. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're doing okay. Kumusta? I guess it's kind of late for you, about dinner time, isn't it? Have you had dinner yet? Dinner time. What's for dinner? Going to work now. Me or you? It's a little late for you to be going to work, isn't it? Isn't it a little late for you to go to work? Go check this out real quick. That's good, nice and clear. Just the way I like it, nice and clear. Nobody's hiding in there today. I cooked fish, fried moonfish. Fried moonfish. All right. Is that good? I don't know if I've ever had moonfish. I don't think I have. I don't really know what that is. Moonfish. Moonfishies. Alright, I gotta go hit this little area right here real quick with this blower.
let's keep going. Because it's kind of a round fish. A lot of meat on it? I guess that means there might be a lot of meat on it. And let's see, what did I see over here? That's what I saw right there. What's up, bros? Trash. I see you. I see you, bro. Well, a pizza box made its way over to us. Morning, Russ. What's cracking? Keep forgetting this weekend. I think we got to take down all of our Christmas gear. Jeez. No notification, man. Maybe that's why nobody else came too. A few people showed up. Maybe they just scrolled in though. Few people showed up. I think if you don't have like perfect signal going into your live stream, you're done. You're done. It'll start muted or any number of other things. Not send out a notification. Pretty sure that's the way that works. Effing YouTube. Hello, Christina. Good morning. Well, good evening to you. Have you already had your dinner? Seems like it's probably dinner time there, huh? Hello, Christina.
Russ the Hunter. Those trees, they did those trees really well. Lexus dealership, of course. They spent the money to do the trees really well. Like they went down each branch, made it look really good. It's a lot of lights on that one tree, though. I'll tell you that. It's probably like 5,000 lights on that one tree. Where are you in? I am in my truck in Fort Worth, Texas. It is 5:36 a.m. and 32 degrees. The person in front of me drives like there's no destinations. Of course, they're right, and we keep hitting red lights, so they're not wrong for that. But it doesn't really seem like they want to get there. Wherever their destination is, I don't think they want to get there very well. Gonna have my obligatory 5-minute stop at the house, and we're gonna run off to breakfast. They want more storage in the attic at the ranch. I'm gonna have to go in there and do some measuring and things like that, figure out how much flooring I can pull in there at once. What's it say? Where is he driving? Hello, Matets. What's up, Matets? What does that say? Joan? What's up? Neri, where is he driving to? I'm actually pulling up to the house for just a moment, and then we're going to go to breakfast. Hello, Matets. Would you like to join me for breakfast? Or are you just saying hi and running off? Where's my gift at? Where's my gift at, yo? Where is my gift at? Alright, I'm gonna hit this funny spot real quick, because we're not gonna be here long. Rub the rear end of my truck all over this lady's BMW. I'm sure she'll enjoy that. Just a little touch-a-roo. Joan, what's up? You're not new. Home buddy tonight. Do I'm. What is that? Home buddy tonight. Do I'm. I'm not gonna run so fast. Alright, let's run upstairs real quick. Go through my section real quick. Go leave the truck running. Lock the door. What's up, my tets? About to be at my place, yo. Which is probably a mess. God, it's so sloppy in here.
It's so sloppy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What's up, people? But Tets, how you like my light? You like my light? What do y'all think about my light? Isn't that awesome? It's very powerful. Very powerful. Want to sleep because hello, Mitchley. Hello, hello. What's up, Austin Wolfaro? Trash. Yeah, it was. It was $10. What's up, Mitchley? Hello, good morning. I hope you're doing good. So what she say? She said, want to sleep because went partying last night, but not able to sleep. So I cleaned the walls of my apartment. Well, that's one way to handle it. Yeah, that's one way to handle it. Clean the walls of the apartment. I hate that. When I go out and I come home with too much energy. Sounds like you should have found you a partner. Sorry, you guys, excuse me for one moment. One, I gotta lose my overcoat because it's like way too hot now. But I gotta get ready for this trip too. $20.25, you mean? Oh, before it ends. What's up, Mitchley? I was wondering about you. I saw your mom this morning. Mom came. She beat you here. She got here before you did. And we'll probably be right on time for breakfast. Right on time. At least that's what it appears it's going to be. Just about right on time. What's up, Joan? Christina, oh, you're still here? There she is. There's Mom. What's up? Hiya, Mitch Lee. From Russ. Hiya, Mitch Lee. We are now better prepared for breakfast. Let's roll. Oh, and it is so cold outside, so cold. 30 degrees today. What's up, Russ? We're in the 30s out here, bro. What's your temperature up there? I know it's got to be colder, of course. I'm guessing you're like 20 degrees, 21. That's what I'm guessing, 21 degrees. You're 51? Oh my God. We're like 1,000 miles south of you and it's cold, bro. It's cold. All right, let's roll. $51, huh? And there's like a snowstorm going on next to you in New York, isn't there? Like a big one? New York getting smashed? Of course, that's the news for you, right? The news will tell you anything. Alright, we're going to check this mail real quick, just in case my horrible delivery driver decided to deliver my mail. Just in case. Nope, I'm gonna have to go down there. That sucks. Man, I hate having to like go down places to get things resolved, man. That is such a tough deal. So I guess 8:30 I'll be down at the post office. Like, what this time? What's the special reason this time? Johnny, what's up, yo? Hope you're doing okay, Johnny. Here you go. Here you go. Mitch Lee, running out of days off, Mitch Lee. Running out of days off. Oh, people just keep zipping through here, G. Oh, great, sweet. Let's go. Almost out of time off. Back to class soon enough. Be at work. Why is it still dark here? It's 5:45 in the morning. And this time of year, the sun doesn't come up till about 7:15. And then we get dark early too, and the sun goes away at like 5:45, 6 p.m. But Tets, we have daylight savings time here also. So in the fall, we move our clocks forward an hour, and in the spring, we move our clocks backwards 1 hour. I've been running for an hour and a half or something, hour and 40 minutes. Yeah, I got on right about 4 a.m. I was up at 2. Well, really, I was up at like 1, but I tried to go back to bed for a little bit. Didn't work. Didn't work at all. So here I am, alive, full battery, full bat, bro. I fell asleep last night before 7. And I remember telling myself, no way, dude, don't sit down, because if you do, you'll fall asleep. And then I woke back up at like 1, and I was like, oh, and then I woke up at 2 and was like, nah, I'm just staying awake. I'm just staying awake. Didn't really work out very well. So I got my 5 or 6 hours in, and pretty much explains why I can't go back to bed. I don't know if y'all are like that or not, but the moment I get enough sleep, there's no going back to bed for like 16 hours, 20 hours, something like that. alive and moving. Sometimes I try to push it and stay up late so I will get some sleep, but that doesn't really work either. It just makes me more tired. Just more tired. It works actually early. In Australia, have daylight savings time also. It's for the farmers, bro. It's for the farmers. It's not for you and me. It's for the farmers. It's really for the farmers. Australia got a lot of farming going on. Cattle game out there is pretty good. That's my understanding anyway. My understanding might be screwed up, but my understanding is the cattle game is pretty strong. Texas and Australia make real cowboys. Real cowboys. I ain't never heard of no cowboys from Minnesota. They got some. They got some, by the way. Wyoming, too. I think every state really has some cowboys. A lot of us are really called ranchers, though. We're really just ranchers. Ranch hands. That's about all I'm probably good for, being a ranch hand. Know my way around the ranch all right. The citizens are buying up all the farms in Australia. What do you call them? Chinese cowboy. Patrol. That's good that they're buying all that farmland up. China's out there trying to get involved, get everybody's land bought up. Such a odd thing. What a weird deal, man. China's been doing excellent work in the engineering world. And the last 30 years there, that economy out there has gone buck wild crazy. But they didn't really do a lot in the way of farming and things like that, and they really needed it too. They really, really needed it. And they kind of just haven't done it. Wild. That's what happens when you get too dependent on imports. Too dependent on imports. It's kind of what keeps the world going too, though. So no imports, you're done. No exports, you're done. It's basically a zero growth program. Mitch Lee, you still with us? Still with us? What do you got? You only got, what, 4 days left, Mitch Lee? Well, I guess it's Monday night for you, so 4 days of vacation left. Is that right? And then back to the grind. I guess you'll be education the first week and in the field the second week. Is that right? You still have that same program? I imagine you do at least a year like that, right? Oh yeah, we're gonna be right on time for breakfast. Right on time for breakfast. I think that's really a better program that you have, Mitch Lee, than what they have here. There is some hands-on. I talked to my sister a little bit. There is some hands-on, but not the same way that you're doing it. It's hands-on after, and what they do is called an internship. And that internship is typically not paid all that well, and you're there as a watcher. Yeah, they make you do the work and stuff too, though. But your internship, you kind of don't get paid for it. You get paid a little bit for it, but not very much. They pay as if you're a, minimum wage person. Now that internship, though, it's what gets you in the door at that particular hospital or for that particular group, whatever you're trying to do an internship for. They do it for all the big roles like that now. That's true too. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Everybody's got to start somewhere. That's a fantastic spot to start. That's where, again, you get an opportunity to kind of set yourself apart from others. And that remains the big thing. That being able to set yourself apart from the rest of the group. That remains the power card, so to speak. That is the truth. So either through experience or education, right? But I think I like the way y'all are doing it right now, because what you learn in an internship, you are learning while in school, and so that's a whole different deal. Much better. It means you're ready for it coming out of school rather than ready for an internship with no hands-on training. 4 days left. Yeah. What are you gonna do? 4 days? What are you gonna do? I think you told me already you wanted to go shopping. You told me you wanted to go shopping. I don't know. I never seen. I seen people walking through the malls in like Cebu and stuff, but I've never seen them like show pricing and how much clothes are, things like that. I seen shirts down at like the market, but not inside the mall. So I don't know if those mall shirts go up quite a bit, designer shirts, nice clothes, stuff you really like, stuff you really want to wear, That's me. I never feel complete unless I'm tip top. The rest of the time, y'all see me wearing these little polos and stuff, but I prefer to be tip top. Shoes got to be right, jeans got to be right. Got to look nice, man. I got to represent myself when I'm out. This is a cool song. Go, the breakfast place, it's on, dude. People are piling in.
So I'm falling in love. Oh, what's Mitch Lee say? Your sister, Sir Bruce. She's a nurse. My sister started as a nurse, and she started in the NIC unit, the premature baby unit. And while being a NIC unit nurse, she continued her education, and that took another 5 years while at work, which was extremely stressful for her. And she became the NIC unit administrator at her hospital. Now she is the admin for the whole shindig for that particular hospital company. So she writes procedures and treatments and all that, and then it is distributed to NIC unit administrators that work for her hospital team, which is not the same group I work for, by the way. So the guys I work for also do surgeries down at all the hospitals and stuff. Not the same group. She works for the actual hospital. I work for the doctors that work inside the hospital. Very different. But my oldest daughter is a surgical technologist, surgery tech. You mean like dealing with the instruments and stuff and making sure the doctor has everything right there at his side. And I believe on occasion standing in the surgery and having to make sure that he's taken care of. No shopping, huh? Well, maybe we should change that. There's probably a way to change that. But heck, I don't know what a shopping trip in the mall at Cebu costs. I can only imagine it's the same as cost as it is here. I understand down at the local market and stuff, they got flip-flops that are 500 pesos, but it just doesn't seem like the mall is going to have those. Probably more like 3,500 pesos. But yes, my sister is a NIC unit nurse. She was that for 20 years. So my sister was very, very smart. Well, she is very, very smart. And she went straight from high school to college, straight from college to work. And so she was 22 when she started, when she started work, she was 22. So she got out of college immediately. Did a 4-year nursing program at the age of 18 to 22. Then 22 to 42, she is working at the same hospital, and pretty much she started leading the NIC unit about 15 years in. And my sister's real special. She's really, really kind and polite and sweet and nice, and she's really good with people that are in trouble. That's their baby in there in the NIC unit. So those people are often very, very stressed out. And so my sister's exceptionally good with all of these things. And so she went back to school about the age of 38 or so. And when she came out of school, she applied for the admin position and got it. And now she's like the director or some other shit. So she did work hard at it, and she does make a shit ton of money. And I do mean a shit ton of money. I think my sister makes 125 a year, 125,000 US dollars a year, just over 10,000 a month. What she rakes in, $2,500 a week. And Chalo, my brother-in-law, he's exceptionally awesome also, and he's well tied in with a lot of different people in the finance security world. And so that's where he works, in finance security. And he basically, I don't know, I guess he kind of runs security divisions for finances. And so between the two of them, they're quite the powerhouse financially. And so I think they're raking in every bit of 200, 250 a year, somewhere in there between the two of them. They paid their house off 15 years in. They've been together since Jamie was in college. They got married just after she got her job, and so that's my sister Jamie. And so the very very unique run there. A brother-in-law, he's ex-marine. He's a good guy. But still, I threatened him too. That's my sister, bro. He got threatened. That happened back when I was 18. But he's a good guy, nevertheless. And they have one daughter, my niece, uh, Evelise, who is both beautiful and smart, extremely, extremely smart. She starts college next year and she wants to be a nurse practitioner, which is a little bit beyond a registered nurse or even like a CNA. And so that's unique. She wants to double as an anesthesiologist, but she doesn't think that field is going to last much longer. With cost being what they are, they don't want to bring people in when they can train a nurse to administer anesthesia. So they're paying anesthesiologist, a specialist, to walk in and do that and leave. And there's a science to it. You got to take in people's weight, the stuff they eat. You got to know a few things. You can't just administer it, based on blood type. So there is a science to it, but that's nothing that the nurses can't do. And so they're looking for ways to increase the uses of the nurses and get rid of the specialists to knock down costs, which makes a lot of sense. But nevertheless, she wants to be a nurse practitioner, which is somebody that can write scripts and other things. It's higher end than a nurse. It's close to a doctor. And I tell her the same thing. It's just silly to stop right there. And to be honest with you, that's not really the way it's gonna go. And just like my sister, 15 years in, she says, dude, I got to do more. And she goes back to school. And so that kind of blows when you're, 40 years old or something. My honest suggestion to anybody and everybody is to do all of it when you're as young as possible. As young as possible, dude. Do not wait at all. Oh my gosh, do not wait at all. So waiting, that whole waiting thing, all it does is cost you. All it does is cost you. And it doesn't seem like a direct upfront cost, but it's not. You start working and you start your life and all that stuff. But at the same time, there's, my sister, she's a nurse for 15 years, and she says this just isn't enough. It's not enough. And growth works like that anyway. So you got to keep in mind, you're never going to sit still in life. The moment you do, you might as well pack your bags, bro. And so that there is no real I'm finished or I got it done or any of those things, because the truth is that there's no real stop. No real stop. No real
Look how
stop.
cute he is in his little camo.
Oh gosh. I fell all the way in this chair.
He did. Well, his had little orange fish on it.
I thought I was gonna fall down. Sorry.
His fish
They're doing very well. Hey dude, that's something to be proud
I
of.
did. I caught the only copy.
Not everybody seems to do very well. Oh, my hair. Not everybody seems to do very well, man.
Good morning.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. I think I'm going to start asking them to microwave my water because the water's so damn cold. I can't stand it.
don't like cold water, especially in the morning. Like right now, cold water's the worst. The worst. Hey, that's something to be proud of, Russ. But I think you got 2 daughters, right? So I think the other one's like 16, 17, something like that. Younger, I think. I guess 2 years. That's about as long as we've been chatting. Thank you.
It's
Thank
not
you.
as cold as usual.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna have to ask you to microwave it or something.
I added a little hot to it.
Thank you. That's a good trick. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me just do hash browns. I want ham and scrambled eggs,
Okay.
and that's all.
Scrambled hash browns.
Easy crispy on the hash browns, please.
Kind of scattered.
Just not so crispy.
Okay.
I don't like them crunchy.
Okay, I got you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
17. So you got another one of those coming up, huh? There's 2 marriages you got to pay for, homie. Oh man, so how does that go, Russ? How does that whole conversation take place? Tell me about that. I want to know about that. That's something I don't know about. You're so polite. You got to take care of the people that take care of you. Remember that. The people that don't take care of you, don't take care of them. Half-ass them the way they half-assed you. Well, we in the South too, man. So there's a certain amount of courtesy that comes along with that. Southern hospitality. Yeah, Russ, that's what I want to know about. So when the daughter comes and breaks the news to you that she's getting married, what then, bro? What then? Would you got to sell your truck or something? What? Tell me how that goes. Well, that's like my hugest concern in life is that I'm gonna have a bunch of daughters. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. That is my huge concern. Bob, he's an Aussie. See, there's Matets. What's up, yo? Will they let you know ahead of time? A year or so? What are you talking about? Well, and like, all right, so hold on. Let's stop. Let's pause for a moment. So, I mean, like, me, like, I'm already, like, kind of, like, jealous and protective, I suppose. So, I guess my question is, you know, when she comes to you and told you that she was getting married, like, what kind of emotions happen right there? I mean, that's wild, right? Shop early. So Mitchley, she's... Oh, I didn't know that, Johnny. Now I do. I didn't know that before. Now I know. She got that water right, dude. That's good temperature water right there. Good temperature water. I didn't know, John. I didn't know. I'm not going to call you Johnny either. It's only going to be John. I had no idea. I was just being nice to you. I see you guys and all your different accounts. You know, when I get on my computer, it just puts me on this account. I don't have to do all that account choosing or anything. Why do you have so many accounts? What's the point of that? Is that so you get blocked with one, you come back with the other? Is that what you're doing? Yeah, but I'm asking why. I understand the concept. So the people I play the castle games with, they do that. They'll have like 5 devices. Each device has a different account. And they make like 5 different players. And they show up with like 10 castles each, dude. Yeah. There we know now. But the question remains. The question absolutely remains. Your mobile pocket internet. That must be some Australian stuff. I don't know nothing about that. Real honest, I don't understand how they do it out in the Philippines either. 'Cause I just, I pay my monthly cell phone bill. I gotta pay it ahead of time. So I pay ahead of time. My phone stays on. If I don't pay that, my phone doesn't stay on. But it's a monthly thing. $65 too. So I don't know how they do it out there either. I wonder how that's going to work. Be there for a month. I ain't going to be able to go without my phone and internet for a month. Well, there's that little tidbit. Thanks for that information. Is that right? I don't think that's right, but I'll go with it for now. What's wrong with you, man? So I don't know how the internet works out there in cell phone service. How about that? I don't think my Metro phone is going to work out there. I really don't think so. I've had Metro since '08, since September of '08, and I've been all over the United States with that phone. It works everywhere just fine. Everywhere. Anywhere that you need to make a phone call from, it probably doesn't work. Like inside your apartment, it doesn't work there. But everywhere else out on the road, it works. I only had one problem with it. I was in the backwoods rolling into Columbus, and I didn't know where I was, and the phone had no service. And there was one service station where I met this lady. I guess she was like the owner of the service station or something. I called her Snaggletooth. She had one tooth. And she was probably like the size of a wildebeest. Alright? It's no joke, because I walked into this place and I was like, I need to use your phone. And I had to go through a certain amount of harassment to get that phone call in. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, dude. I got completely harassed by this lady in the boondocks. Like, I was in the middle of nowhere too. There was no safety for me, bro. It had me rolling when I left there, but yeah, that was my nickname to her, Snaggletooth, dude. I mean, she had on like one of them spaghetti strap shirts too, just like the one little strap like this, like just a little strap, dude. It was so bad when I walked in there. You ever seen somebody sitting like behind a counter before, right? Santa, all guapa in close cam. What's up, Patricia? How are you? Como está acá? Yeah, I'm here today. We're eating breakfast. We're at the breakfast joint right now. Breakfast is coming. We're gonna eat. Yeah. So you walked up in a gas station before and somebody's sitting on like a little stool behind the counter, right? The stool kind of like resembled a stilt in this situation because there was just so much mass on the stool. Oh, good. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. I'm about to eat, so I'm doing great. But yeah, so this stool was like a stilt, really. It was so baby compared to everything that was on it. And these had to be like the shortest, like short things you could ever come up with. I don't know how they stayed on her, but this whole situation was like super bad, bro. And I rolled in there, and it was like, oh God. And I got pretty much everything except physically harassed, bro. It was so bad. That phone was so gross too. Like when I was touching it, I was like, oh, I don't know, dude. What a fun situation. So the one time my phone didn't work, it turned into a serious scenario. It got pretty serious the one time. All the other times worked just fine. There were dead spots in my original apartment that you guys saw. There were dead spots in there. And the phone wouldn't work at all. It was right underneath the tower. The tower was like 2 or 3 blocks from us. The tower radio shoots a signal out like that. So the tower sits. The signal comes out in a wide ray. And I was right here. I didn't never get a signal in there. It was so hard. Nothing worked over there. Clear didn't work over there. I used to try to run an antenna out my window, tinfoil, and tape it on the window outside. It was so stupid, dude. I still couldn't get signal. And I know a thing or two about retrieving signal, and you couldn't get signal in there. But like I soldered these things onto the board and everything, dude. No signal there. I could leave and go about a half block east, and boom, I would have signal. So basically, the building I was in had like a parking strip between it, and then the next building, everything was fine. Everything was fine. But inside my place, no signal. No signal. We got a lot to do out at the ranch today. And I gotta go find that PHO bar, man. We got a unit that we got for the tractor, and the bar on it is too long to connect it to the tractor, so I gotta go find a short one. I don't know if John Deere's gonna have it. They might be able to order it for me. No, Mitchell. There's no days off. No such thing. I don't take days off. Sometimes I do. Mostly not. Bruce needs a swimsuit. No, I don't. No, I don't. None of us want to hang out while I'm in a swimsuit. Like a swimsuit with a tank top or something. How about that? Like that old man style. Get a hat, tank top. See if my shoulder hair, I'll glue some like shoulder hair on. I don't have no shoulder hair, okay? that. What's up, Joy? Hello, Joy. Coomstock. Hello, Joy. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. This water is perfect. I hosed down like almost that whole cup already. That's what I decided for my trip to the Philippines. I'm gonna bring like a carry-on bag with like one nice outfit in it, maybe 2. I'm gonna bring the clothes I'm wearing. Everything else I'm just gonna buy when I'm there. I'm gonna buy it when I land over there. Okay, Mitchley, thank you. I will. I got ham today. I wanted ham today. So ham, hash browns, and scrambled eggs coming up. It's coming up pretty fast. Good evening. Hello, Joy. Matets, you still hanging out here? Oh. Yeah, breakfast will be enjoyed. About 8:30, I got to go down to the post office. Try not to start a war with them. Those dudes are dicking me around. It's making me crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna try to be there for 3 weeks. I'm gonna base camp out of Cebu. I'm still trying to get this done. I have things that interrupt me, but still trying to get this done. I don't know, God. I'm not gonna say a date because every time I do, I can't get it done because some other shit happens. So, 2 years in a row, right before Christmas, I have a massive truck issue. I'm not talking about a small one either. Like 5-digit version of a truck issue. So tanks things, you know, takes away otherwise freed up money. What's up, Almera? Hello, Almera. Did you find a volleyball net? Did you find the volleyball net that I was looking for? That homework that I said, I assigned some homework. Y'all got some dudes around there. Y'all could put the stakes in the ground. Well, that's the thing, Matets. Like, I think I'm gonna land in Cebu, and I'll probably go a few different places. Probably a week in Cebu at least. I'm base camp out of there. They got an airport. I can go to anywhere else if I need to or want to. It's pretty quick travel. Yeah. Loose plan. I call it a loose plan because easy to interrupt that plan. That plan cost a lot of money too. It's not a cheap trip. It's a cheap flight, but money on the ground's probably not cheap. Maybe I'm accounting for too much, but I saw some pricing out there, and it looks like I can spend 50,000 a day easy. 50,000 pesos. I know, like, it looks cheap, right? And I suppose if you like are eating like the nothing gets done fast in the Philippines, I don't care about fast if I'm there. I don't care if I'm fast while I'm there. You know what I really want to do? I want to find some beach resorts that don't have a lot of people at them, especially a lot of damn white people. I don't want to be around a bunch of tourists. That's what I don't want, is to be around a bunch of tourists. Yeah, I could just walk around here if I wanted to. I could go to the mall right here, you know. But yeah, you know, I see people and they eat at like the street food, right? And like the isao and stuff. That stuff's super cheap. Hot dogs for 10 pesos for a hot dog, you know, like it's like, wow, that's super cheap, right? But if you start looking around at the restaurants, like places that you might want to eat, like the trendy restaurants and whatnot, you'll start seeing that, you know, a dinner plate might be 4,000 pesos. A steak is hard to come by there too. Like steak on a menu. Steak on somebody's menu is tough to come by. And then a ribeye there's like still 50 bucks. It's still 50 bucks, yeah. I've seen a couple, even over on the island too. There's some other things that I'm a little worried about, so I think I'm gonna have to rent a vehicle while I'm there. I'll probably rent like a motorcycle while I'm there. You need to find 3? What? Why 3? What? 3? No. One. Maybe there's one. Maybe there's one. There's not 3. Nobody's dealing with 3. It's not happening. Not happening. One is enough. But I will say this: I'll probably try to hire like a older lady, probably like, you know, 60 years old or something that will maybe do laundry, keep the hotel clean, or cook. Yeah, Russ, I was like 3, bro. What are you gonna do? How much does that cost? No way, dude. I already got gray hair. I'm good. I'm good. Hopefully I'll have some young lady that would like to go on some dates with me or something. But 3? No. I'll go hang out in the jungle by myself. Yeah, I'm that guy. Forget about the problems, bro. No way. I can go sit on the beach by myself. I can go fishing by myself. So that's the other thing. I want some ocean time while I'm there. So I want to get on like a overnight fishing trip or something while I'm there. Maybe an overnight diving trip too. Nighttime stuff out there. Get out there on the reefs and stuff. And I know they got all that stuff. I mean, it ain't cheap, but I know they got it all. So I want to go do some of that stuff too. The scuba diving in the Philippines has got to be fantastic. So that's one of the things I'm really after, some ocean time out there. Big charter boat, goes out overnight, catches big fish, sharks and stuff. Comes back with some big stuff, some tuna, mackerel or something, you know. I don't know anything about free ladies either. It all relatively seems free, but nothing's free. Nothing's free. You can walk down the beach for free. That's what you and your girlfriend can do. Y'all two could walk down the beach for free. You could walk through the jungle. It's kind of free too. You know, you might need some water or something. Nothing's free, bro. Nothing's free. I don't know how that works. Oh. Well, yeah, I hope so anyway. Maybe that's not how that goes. I think I would just like try to go on some dates with one girl that I might be interested in from 50,000 miles away. It's called a freelancer. I'm gonna make a t-shirt that says free white guy. 25 PHP. That's what I'll put on my shirt. What did that one dude say? I don't know who said it. Maybe it was Johnny. Somebody said, stand on the corner and say free white babies. No, it wasn't Johnny. It was that other dude. He said free white babies. Nah. Hopefully I'll find a young lady that would like to keep me company while I'm there anyway. I don't know if I'm so lucky like that. Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's fantastic. Look at that. That's perfect. That is perfect. Oh, and it is perfect. Look at that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Y'all ready to eat? Y'all ain't ready to eat, are you? Yeah? Let's do this. Get this food in so we get moving again, too. A lot of running to do. And some extra pepper too. Y'all like extra pepper? Extra pepper is my thing. And we'll see, these potatoes look really good too. They're gonna need some salt. Let's roll. So who's doing what for the first? Mitchley, what are you doing for New Year's? Oh, what is everybody doing for New Year's? That's got a question. You had eggs for dinner already. What's up, Joy? What's up, Joy? Eggs for dinner already. Oh, yeah, these look good. They're good. That's like a whole plate of it, too. Whole side of a plate. dicking around with more school funds so they can hide more money. Kind of hacks me off that they pull all this shit. And you turn around and find out that some of the money ain't making it to things that it's supposed to make it to, you know? I had 3 eggs, cheesy omelet, and white bread with chili sauce. No meat, bro. What are you doing, like trying to skip the meat or something? I think that's right. I always need a meat. I don't know if it's because like everywhere I go, there's always a meat, it's eggs, and some other side. But I always need a meat. Please reserve for Johnny. Thank you. No, I'm not reserving anything for Johnny. Maybe some of these hash browns. Everything else is going with me. This ham's good too. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There we go. It was $10.50 for this. Well, $10.60 is $10.60. And I tipped $9.40 against it. You see those, she takes care of me. I got warm water. And she brought my ticket over here and cashed me out. And takes good care of me. So, in my opinion, you gotta take care of her too, huh? Yeah. Eggs are almost gone. Working on this can though, it's kind of thick. It's not really all that thick, but it's good. I'm not gonna eat all those potatoes. John, you can have some of these hash browns if you want. I'm gonna finish these eggs and this ham and probably not much more, but I think I'm kind of at that point. I'm going to start ordering the senior breakfast because it's only 1 egg. So what is everybody New Year's plans? What's that looking like? New Year's plans. I'm going to hide from all the humans and all their reckless activities. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hide and try to steer clear. Oh yeah, it's good, Christina. It's really good breakfast. It is delicious. I feel like everybody should get up and start cooking themselves some eggs, some good scrambled eggs with some butter in them. Wow. Yeah, very good. Very good. Glad I came over here for breakfast. Little mom and pop's places like this. You see this board over here? Those are all local business advertisements. So local business can come in here. You know, they pay $20 or something, $40 for the spot. They get a spot advertised to all the people that come in here and eat. Work with the locals on all these things.
You have to know Bob Watson. Bob Watson. Robert Watson. Been about, he's been around about 40 years. The name is familiar, but I don't know him personally. Okay, yeah. I think he's retiring this year. How do you know Bob? I went to high school with him. Local guys here on West Side. Yeah. I'm pretty new to this side of town.
Johnny was our best.
About 10 years ago, I think he moved up to Texas.
It's that sort of place too where
Yeah.
I'll talk across tables and stuff. Everybody says hi to one another. Man, we in the South, homie. We in the South, buddy.
Station on the traffic circle over here. My lodge is right across the street from my guys.
All right. What's your lot?
Rich Lee was running lodge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We're trying to host a breakfast or a 24-hour deal, hopefully coming up next month. You might stop in. I've been working on that for a couple months now.
You got any help?
Yeah.
Oh, we are done.
30 years ago.
We got that much water left. And we're going to make that disappear too. Yes, he sure is.
Hopefully, well, within the next 6 months, things move at a snail's pace. I'm a kid. Everybody over there when they're 80. Hopefully it'll happen soon and you'll get the top five.
Let's go. We got to get to it.
I'm studying rock. Cody? Yes, sir. Let you know you. I got a couple of kids in there.
What do you do? Let me.
Just a little mom and pop's place. What's up, truck? Be dependable. Told the owners that I need a new truck and that they're gonna have to buy it. That was a Fort Worth police officer. They drive these super sweet Suburbans. Super sweet Suburbans. All right, well, we are clear for a couple hours. A cop. Yep. Well, I like cops too, by the way, bro. I like them. Well, I understand them. I understand the need for them, the existence, and all that stuff. I also understand why everybody bitches about them too. I think what I see the most of is the people bitching or the people pulling shit too. So it directly affects their ability to pull shit. As soon as that comes to an end, people start crying. Oh my gosh. Yeah, truck. Got a bed in it. V8 engine. Can tow and haul. A ute is a little different, but that's what I'm kind of familiar with out there. A ute.
A ute is a bit more like a utility vehicle, like kind of more like a flatbed. You can do more with the bed. But yeah, these are called trucks out here. Truck. What's that say? But in Australia, we call them utes. Utility. Yeah, so every ute I've ever seen's built a little like different. And of course, I just looked them up on the internet. I was talking to an Australian person out there telling me about that stuff. And, you know, so what I saw is like, it was kind of more like a flat bed rather than a bed that's partially encased. So our beds usually have about a 2-foot rim that goes all the way around it, so it drops down in there. It could be a flat bed if they just stop putting the rest of the metal there, but here, I'm gonna creep by this truck real slow. Maybe you kind of get a good view of it, okay? So how the side is built. You see how that side is built? When we stop, I'll show you mine. Here's another one right here. And everybody's got a truck. Here's another one. Everybody's got a truck, man. Trucks literally everywhere. You can't get shit done without one, dude. Mostly speaking, the women can get away with not having a truck, but the men can't. I've always had little cars. I've had 4 trucks in my life too, but I always preferred a smaller vehicle than a truck. But I can't get anything done in them, so truck it is, you know. And they're so expensive now. They're so expensive. $60K entry level, $60,000. See, they've been talking about bringing over the Toyota Keys and that Haijun, real basic. They're like 10 grand everywhere else, but they'll make them 25 here. You can go look at them. They got them right here already in Weatherford, right over here past the ranch. All right. And instead of being 10 grand, they got them listed at $27,000. Which, by the way, just happens to be about the cheapest thing you can buy here in America. You can buy there's a little Mitsubishi that runs about 22. I don't think any of us would fit in it, but it runs about $22,000. So there still is that bottom rung cheap car. Otherwise, I don't think we can really rightfully explain all of the costs. I mean, marketing can explain it. Yeah, well, we told you that those windows weren't safe, so now you have power windows in every vehicle. $1,500 instead of the $80 that it costs to put a damn roll-up window in. Oh, don't get me started, bro. Ha ha ha. Yeah. It's the same old program with me, dude. Same old program, dude. We do nothing but get better. So how is it that cars didn't get cheaper? They should have just gotten cheaper. We went from steel to plastic and we didn't see any costs go down. How can plastic be stronger than steel? How can plastic be stronger than steel? I mean, it can't be safer. You see what I mean? It's lighter weight. Great. So what, you didn't have to make the roads this thick? What are you talking about? Give a shit about the weight. My tits. It's really just an entry level truck. Well, all right, the little Mazdas that you had, right? They got a little Nissan like that. They got a Toyota. Chevy has one. Ford has one. You got a Ford Ranger. You got a Toyota Tacoma. You got a Chevy something. GMC's got one. And they all have the little truck, right? And then you have 3 additional sizes on top of that: a 1500, 2500, and 3500. 3500 might be a dually, it might not be, but it might be a dually, and its towing capacity and hauling capacity, how much you can put in the bed, are vastly better than what my truck is. So I cannot deliver as much as one of those trucks can. I can't pull as heavy. So I have the 1500, so I'm not as strong as the 2500 or the 3500. So I got what they call the quarter ton. This quarter ton pickup. You got a half ton and then a 3/4 ton. Which somewhere along the lines all makes sense. We're back here in a really nice neighborhood. I'm going the speed limit. Some other people aren't, but this is a very nice neighborhood back here. This is called Bel Air. It'd be really nice to have a house back here. Yeah, I'm not buying one of these things unless I have a wife. So I'm not doing it until I have a wife. I am not buying one of these houses. No way. These things are expensive. Expensive. Massively expensive. I think entry level here is somewhere 500. Maybe it's 700 to buy a house in here, an old house in here. Old house, old problems. You can look it up. We're in Bel Air South right now. We're about to be, we already went through Bel Air North, I think. Well, so Bel Air, there's Bel Air North and South. And this road will actually take you all the way to the college too, to Texas Christian University. Those of you that are interested in seeing what the schools are out there doing, TCU is a fantastic college to get into. Absolutely fantastic, especially here in Fort Worth, where a lot of the professors, a lot of the, step-in teachers and visitors are the local people that work here. So you get an opportunity to shake their hands and bump shoulders with the right people, which that's all part of this program too. The education is just one little factor. So that's why it's so important that the education is there, because it's one factor of 5 factors that you really, really need to be extremely successful. It's always the same thing. Doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, where you came from, what your parents did. None of that shit matters. You do these 5 things, you'll be successful. You'll be successful. First one, of course, being education. Read books, educate yourself in your spare time, learn about things, read, make sure you got self-growth going. Next up, your appearance. It matters. Stop pretending it doesn't. So don't go places hoochie mama don't go places underdressed as men, you know. So in the business world, in the political world, all these places, you don't see nobody showing up with sagging pants and stuff, or in their swimsuit, you know. So, you know, you gotta be the person you want to be, you know. And so your appearance comes next, and it is the very next thing. So imagine you have a really good resume, you walk in the office and look like a bum, and they look at you and say, we were expecting something completely different, see you later, you know. So again, you know, education just one component of many to really put yourself in a successful position. So we briefly hit on education. Of course, you got to keep doing that for yourself. Nobody can make you do that. Even mom couldn't make you read a book. So you really got to be the motivation there. And then, you know, we talked about appearance and how that looks in the business world and why it has to be, you know. And you can see politicians, every one of them's wearing a suit, you know. None of them really have hair dragging all over their suit or any funny versions of their suits. You know, they're all dressed very well, tip top, and they represent people, you know, they should be. But the CEO is the same way. So we talked about, like, real briefly, like education. Then we talked about appearance. You know, the next huge thing is your conduct. Jesus, your conduct. Are you out there being loudmouth with people? Are you easy to work with? Are you likable? You know, that sort of thing. So, you know, this thing right here is probably among the most important of them, is being able to work with others, being liked by others. You cannot lead people who do not have some sort of, you know, reason that they follow you. You cannot lead blindly. And so how would you be a leader among them if you were not the standout, if your presentation wasn't on point? You know, you need your smile, charisma. And I would say that is probably the biggest factor. That and or the final factor, who you know. Who you know. Who did you shake hands with? Who did you make an impression on? Who you know will be the final thing there. And it is not as important as all the rest of them, but it remains hugely important to get those opportunities, to know people that can grant you those opportunities. You know, being able to pick up a phone and text somebody and say, hey dude, you know, just so you know, I put in an application for your company for a high role position there with you. I was thinking maybe you'd look at it. You know, you can't make that call if you haven't shook hands with that person before, you know. At dead ass minimum, shook hands with them. But I would say 80%, maybe 75, we'll say 75. 75% of your success is going to be based in your ability to interact with others and how they perceive you. Though that is a real ticket item there. 80% of your success is based on that. That's my opinion. I'm good with that. I heard that somewhere, but it reigns very true in life. The more people like you inside a company, the more people follow the things that you say, the more people smile around you and have good days because you came in. That shit has so much impact. So much impact. And Johnny, that's why I'm so polite to people. I'm polite, but I am ruthless too. So there's another side of me that so polite. So I have both. But in the business world, I
handle everybody with kid gloves first. And, you know, if they give me a reason to be abrasive with them, then I will be. But for the most part, I get things done pretty smoothly, and it's part of because I work with others well. I should say this: I don't always work with others well, but what I do is I prioritize what I need, you know, and so. Nevertheless, you know, sometimes I'm trying to get contracts signed, money back, you know, just things that require a high level of politeness, really, and treating people well, you know. And I promise you, the lady at the bank's going to help you a lot better if you treated her real nicely than if you were rude to her. I promise you. I promise you. So again, like 75-80% of your success is based directly on that. Directly on that one factor, how you interact with others, how likable you are. I think that's really true, deep down. Educated enough. Hold on, sorry, it's hard for me to read. I'm trying to make this green light too, which I don't think now. Look at that, turn yellow. For us, turn red for us. Now it's gonna be like 6 minutes before this thing turns. So, all right. What's Johnny saying? He said, "Well, I'm educated enough for the university mob, and I'm not rough enough for the common mob." And that's kind of the perfect spot. That's kind of the perfect spot, you know. You should be extremely well-rounded, especially those of us that are, you know, over 35 years old. You know, I get it when a 20-year-old doesn't know how to deal with anything out at the ranch, you know, doesn't know how to ask any questions or, you know, work his way through something. It's because, you know, he's a child, you know, but, you know, when a 30-year-old doesn't know how to do something, dude, that's a whole different story to me. That's a whole different story. When you're 30 and you're still like, la 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 la, playing in the wind, dude, I'm always like, what are you going to do when you're 40, bro? How long does this playing in the wind last? You know, what are you going to think about that? Seems like people these days think about that when they're 40, but the problem there is that, you know, you needed to be thinking about that when you were 20, you know? I'm so good at spotting that problem because I suffered that problem. I didn't think about any of this stuff until I was 30. Nothing, dude. Credit, nothing. I didn't care about anything. Now, I never used any credit until I was 30, but I also didn't, you know, care to, and I should have been caring about that. That cost me a lot of money. A lot of money, you know. Go out and finance your first car, and it's 24.9%. Everybody else paid 8%. Might as well just jump, you know, pack your bags, bro. That's how I found out that no credit was as bad as having bad credit, if not worse. That's how I found out about it. Credit is a trap. You are considerably wrong about that. And I will tell you, there was a time that, you know, I thought that too. But now, and I do mean now, like today, I could walk into a dealership and I don't give a shit which one it is, $200,000 car, $50,000 car, it's all the same. But I can walk in and tell them, let me have the keys. In a day, we'll figure out if I want this vehicle, and before I leave there, they'll come out with the keys. I promise you.
credit is power. Credit is power. So it's the power over all things. But I took it. You know, I'm the one that never had established. I didn't even have a mobile phone or anything. AT&T bill, nothing. I was a complete ghost, bro. When I applied for the vehicle, they declined me based on I provided erroneous information, is what they said to me. I provided erroneous information. That's what they said. And I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? What does erroneous even mean? I didn't know what it meant. And it was based on the fact that 3 credit bureaus didn't pull back any information on me. Yeah, 24.9%. That's what they financed me for. I got rocked on that. Respectfully, I disagree. There's a way to use your credit properly, and I didn't know it for 30 years, so I'm going to blatantly just share it. Some people run up their credit and they pay back their minimums every month, and that's how their credit keeps getting burned. And I don't quite do that because I waged a war against the credit companies to get to where I'm at. And I was super mad about my situation. I had just come home from the military. It was my first vehicle ever. And when they were like, we're going to rape you, I was like, you guys, you know, like I just got done doing all this shit, you know, that's where I've been all my life. And I had the worst credit. I was so upset about it. So I went to a bunch of credit classes and I ate their 24.9% to start playing the game with them. And I treated it like a game too. And so now, basically all my money goes into my regular bank account, what you might consider my non-usage account. And I use my credit card for everything. Now, at the end of the month, the credit card company sends me a statement, right? And that statement is what I need to pay. So all my bills, everything is on the card, right? Hello, Liette. Tuyette, how are you? I hope you're doing good. So everything goes on the card, whether it's rent, electric, or any of those things. And then I get the one statement from them every month, and I pay that statement off. So yes, I hear what you're saying, but really I'm playing the game. And so let me explain. The benefit is that my bank account remains flush in money at any given time. So on paper, it looks like I have X amount of money at my disposal, and I do. It's lucid and available. I can go down and grab it. But once a month, I pay out, right? So one, all my bills get paid automatically, so everything's cool there. But the second thing that happens is I also used my credit. And I found out that not using your credit makes your credit score start depleting. So you can't just get your credit to X level and then not use it. And then it will stay there. It starts fading away because you're not playing the game. All right, so yes, credit's a game. And yes, it's a momentary debt, but it's not necessarily designed to be a running debt. That's kind of what I would call inappropriate usage of your credit. And so credit equals debt. I understand what you're saying there, but I also don't, because when I use my credit every month, it gets zeroed out. Now there are some things you can't zero out, right? Say you have a large finance out for, say, a truck repair or something like that, and so you borrowed 10 grand. Well, you're not going to finish that out tomorrow with your bank account. You know, you got bills and stuff, right? And so those act a little different on your credit. And it's important to understand that too, because it's no longer a revolving item, it's a one-time loan. So it's looked at a little bit different, and it was weighed on your credit a little different. And so a couple things to continue keeping credit, you got to keep using it. So instead of paying with your debit card down at the grocery store, you pay with your credit card. Another thing, another beneficial place is that your bank account is not being accessed. You're the only one that accesses it, and you do so either to make a transfer, such as moving an amount over to a different account that you might use to make online purchases, right? So me, I do all of that stuff off of one card. So that one card is in jeopardy, so to speak. It's not 100% safe because it's used digitally, right? It's just a matter of time before that gets tagged, right? And so my bank account is not. So my debit card is not linked to anything at all. So only me is linked to the debit card. And so I do things a couple different ways. I move money over from my debit to my credit. And so I developed this technique because I wanted to urinate in the faces of the credit companies, the three big guys. And so I went after them and I said, if you want to play games, we'll play games. And I have literally perfect credit. I was that serious about it, though. And when I was 20, I wouldn't have been able to discipline myself to do that either. So that came after they irritated me and I got hacked off about it. So all that discipline that I'm kind of talking about there was all discipline things. And so how to use your credit in a healthy manner, I think, is really an important gig. And I think that's where a lot of people have hiccups in life, is that using credit properly. So, a lot of times $60,000 truck, if you're just going to put your $60,000 there, okay, I guess, but it seems ridiculous to me to do that. One, you wrap up your $60,000. So exactly how much money do you have, right? So let's argue you have, $80,000 and you want to go buy a pickup truck and you can just walk in and buy it with $57,000, right? But then your $57,000 is gone. Whereas the truck runs you $800 a month for 6 years, And so for me, it almost doesn't make sense that I would go out and burn my money. So, credit's a good thing. Credit is really on your team, and all of your major purchases will be affected by your credit, your house, your boat, your car, other things such as, your children's loan for college or something, so your credit is really a tool, and if it's treated like that, it is not debt. It is not debt. It's inappropriate to call it that. And I hope you see it a little different. I really do, because that is your best friend right there. So on paper, 814 credit score is what I host. And when it drops down a point, I want to know why, period. I go looking like, what's going on? What am I not doing right? Credit's a little funny too, in a way that if you're not risky at all, then a lender doesn't want to loan you money. If you're too risky, then a lender doesn't want to loan you money. But they want to know that you have some risk to you. Bruce, do you believe that most ordinary people that access credit do it the same way as you? No, not at all. Not at all. I went to war
Um, and I even went to classes that were just like local hosted things, on the internet. You find, where do you learn about credit and stuff, and there'll be like little seminars you can go to. They're all over the place. It's in your city too. Maybe you're in a small city and it's not, but the big cities, Sydney, Queensland, you'll have them there for. And so, no, I don't believe that they do, and I believe that most people are unhappy because of it. They went finance something that they weren't going to be able to afford in the first place. That's why they did it on credit rather than knowing that they'd be able to pay something back. A great example would be the furniture companies. Furniture companies give you a great offer. They'll give you 0% for 24 months, right? And for me, I walked in and they said, well, we'll give you $6,000 credit, Bruce. And I said, well, Jesus Christ, dude, I only want $2,000 worth of stuff. And they said, that's fine too. And so I put $2,000 worth of stuff on 24-month payments, which made my payment less than $100 a month. So as long as I made my minimum, which was over the 24 months was supposed to equal $2,400, $2,000, whatever it was, right? And then I wouldn't pay any extra percentage. All right, so you can't be late on your payments or you'll pay the percentage. And so I think what a lot of people do right there is they buy $6,000 worth of stuff instead of $2,000 worth of stuff. And maybe they really shouldn't have. And I would probably be guilty of this when I was young, but now that I'm old, I know what it takes to pay it back, and it's not a great deal. Typically, it runs you about 25% more. Now, a major Australian bank offered me a credit card when I was just 16. Oh man, you should have took it, dude, and used it to buy $5 worth of stuff every month so something took place on your card, and then you should have just paid that back, and that's all you should have done with it. And I know that's crazy, but that's how you start. That's how you start. And eventually what you do is you move the next item over to using that on your credit card, and that's how I had to do it to build discipline. I was very undisciplined. An ordinary person, for me, credit is not bad. At least you pay it, and also it is not much. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Smart girl right there. You got to use it to keep it building, right? So you do have to use it. And some of our situations are different. For me, I do everything on the card, and it keeps my money safe. So if something happened to my credit card, like it got lost, right, and somebody was out fraudulently using it, my credit card company's been looking at my usage for years and years. They know what I spend money on every month, right? And they're going to see wild things go on, and they're going to say, Bruce, we love you so much, Bruce. Thank you for always paying us back. We're going to help you get out of this. We're not going to charge you for this. They take care of me greatly. People think credit is free money, free purchases. There you go, Johnny. There you go. That's exactly right. So, yes, you've got a point, and I agree with you. Inappropriate usage of credit is going to destroy you, but good usage of credit doesn't. And so, if I had to tell you a final goal to work towards, it would be to do it like I do it. And I'm not even the best. I just got to a place that I poke the credit card companies in the eye really well, and I've been doing that game against them. I suppose I could probably stop, but I go out and I go down to Dillard's and I get a $200 sweater, right? And I roll my bounce. All right, I roll my bounce. Now that doesn't mean that I reflected poorly. What it means is when they sent out the credit card statement and it was only for $28, it's $28 cost for me to roll the $200 bounce plus whatever I want to pay. Now, if I pay the bounce, I won't have to pay the $28, right? So the two things happen there. Now, this is where I show risk to the lenders. You understand? And so the lenders want to know, and Johnny, this is crazy important. If you loaned money to people and you said, look, I'll give you the money for free, but if you fuck up, I want 10%. That's what I'm going to charge you for screwing up. That's the deal with money, okay? Right now, if you were a lender, and that was your role, you would cherry pick people that made mistakes and paid their dues. Now, you know this because you see their credit report. So it's just a matter of looking the person over, making your review, and you say, well, that person over there, they never pay their bills. We'll never get our money back from them. We cannot give them money. This person always pays their bills on time, and we're never going to make an extra dime off this person. And that's not the best ideal person to loan our money to. But this guy, he screws up and he pays it off. He screws up, but he pays it off. He takes a while to pay it off, but he stays within the tolerance zone, and he makes his percentage, his interest payments. So they want that person, right? So how do you show that without hurting yourself? Well, at $28 a month, it's not that big of a deal, and you don't show it all year long. You show it for 2 or 3 months of the year. You make it look like you broke your leg, but you still got your bills paid. And they want to see that rolling structure, because as a lender, thank you, Mitchley, I appreciate that. I hope you're learning something here. As a lender, you want to lend money to somebody that's going to pay you back. That's one. And two, they're going to have some penalties to come with it, so you actually make a few bucks back. That's the second thing. So you actually want them to screw up a little bit. Not a lot, but a little. And so you need those things to take place. Now, it just so happens that you want to show that. Hello, Bruce. Good morning. Cold morning. It sure is, brother. It sure is. It just so happens that you need to show that to be a more viable person to lend money to. Now, I happen to show it on a little miniature thing like my Dillard's card. I don't show it with my Visa card and pay some exuberant $350 a month interest rate. So I pay off the card, I avoid that interest rate. Then I backdoor the credit card companies with my baby stuff, and I'll pay a few points against that stuff because it's baby stuff, but it shows me paying the points. And that's what rings up on the credit report. Boom, he's rolling. He's rolling. We love to see that. He rolled something. So it doesn't make you pitch perfect. Imagine if I had a bank account with endless money in it and I put everything through that bank account. Nobody'd ever make $1 off me. Sure, I'd have good credit and they would show that I never missed a payment, but nobody would make $1 off me. They'd say I'm too smart to loan money to. I must not need money. So they'd hit me with a percentage because of that. Right. So again, you want to show some stress, but you want to show perfection otherwise. So even if you broke your leg, you got your bills paid. Even if you had to roll something over that month, you got your bills paid. So there's still a healthy way to use it while you're rolling money. But rolling money is usually because you didn't have the ability to pay it, which goes back to you shouldn't have used your credit because you didn't have the money to. Credit is more of a pay with credit now, pay it back later program. But that pay it back later doesn't mean you didn't have the money. At least like it should have been coming or something, you know. There can't really be any stumbles there. You can't really not know what happened there. So that I think is what you might be talking a little bit about, is that people use it
inappropriately. And I've heard some other things in my extensive amount of nonsense too. Some people say, "Oh, well, you don't have a house first. How do you know about these things?" And I say, "Well, that's why I don't have a house, because I know these things, right?" And some people say, "Well, that's going to be your big investment." I said, "No, it's going to be my big cost." And so, depending on your needs and your scenario, a house can work out for you really well. All these northerners that we talk to, and all these Cali people that have these really expensive houses, if they'd sell those and move to somewhere that the house wasn't quite so expensive, they'd earn a lot of money back. And, then their scenario is good, right? But if I buy a house here right now for $350 and it only goes up to $400, then the scenario is not so good, right? So 10% back again type thing, So it kind of depends. You have to get your facts right for that to work out for you. Yes, Johnny, I was mad. Johnny, I was touched emotionally. I was pissed off. I'd been to war for the country, came home with a shard of fucking Jeep in my neck the size of my hand. And then they were like, "Who are you, bro?" And I was like, "I'm your fucking daddy." I was mad, dude. I was straight mad about it. Thus, I went out and really, really put the work into. I'm talking. I paid credit stuff before I paid rent. Is how really important it was to me that I got out of that zone. And I know that, like I don't make a whole heck of a lot of money, but what it comes down to is that none of my major purchases in life were ever going to be paid for with cash. And regardless of my experience, I think everybody here, everybody that's listening, kind of in the same boat. When we go to buy our first house, we're going to finance it. Russ, did you pay cash for your house? Did you pay for it outright? Chess, are you gearing up to pay, the full $350 for a house? Chess lives near me somewhere, so he knows how volatile and how much the housing market has increased here. He is well aware, I would assume. So, to me, we all know that we're going to have things that get financed, such as the house, the car, especially with car prices, what they are. 15, 20 years ago, you could buy a Dodge Neon for $10,000. It was a sucky little car, but shit, it was a car, and had an air conditioner and roll up windows. And, you could buy one for 10 grand, but now they're all 30 grand. That's like kind of the only car you're going to buy is like 27 and up now. And so when you look at these things, you have to finance it. So part of this money that they've built into it is built in. Nobody's gonna throw 30 grand at a fucking Chevy Malibu. Are you serious? Like, yes, I'm gonna finance it. I'm not gonna give you my $30,000, and that's suggesting that you have $30,000 sitting around, which is far-fetched in the first place. So these are all major purchases that most of us, like a good 90% of us, are going to go out and finance. The Neon was bagged as Chrysler. Yeah. We had a Dodge and a Chrysler Neon. You're exactly right. One of them was called one thing. They were both the same damn car. They were identical. Yeah. Was badged as a Chrysler, and that's exactly right. Exactly. Well, it's Dodge and Chrysler. They're the same. They're the same company. And so all of us know, our parents financed their house, they financed their cars. Like you came out the womb and what you never fucking knew you were going to have to finance your house or finance your cars. That's crazy, right? And so to me, that credit was always like the tool. That's the tool. Thank you, Bruce, for the nice stream. I got to get some sleep now. See you next stream. Have a good evening. Rest well. Rest easy. Rest easy. Have a good night. Thank you for popping in. Um, so for me, credit is a tool, and my understanding of credit was very limited until I was 30, unfortunately. Uh, so my grandparents told me, they said, Bruce, you always just got to go out and pay for the things you want. So I was out there like, oh God, I got to save up money for a vehicle, right? So I could save up 2 grand or something. I could save up 4 grand, 5 grand, but I couldn't save up 30 grand for a car. And so when I was young, I could have found the $10,000 car, but still I could only save 2 grand of it. I had no discipline. And so, they told me, it's Bruce, everything that you want in life, don't use credit for it. And they didn't exactly tell me that it's really an exchange. You use your credit, but then you pay it off directly. They're saying don't buy things you don't have the money for, is what they were explaining to me. I just didn't connect all the dots. And man, the credit is so important. Credit is so important. Actually, many roles now, many jobs are looking at people's credit now. Additionally, they're looking at their social life on the internet. Hello, sweet evil. So all of these things, I beg of you, are vastly important. So on paper, you got to be right. Yeah, on paper, you got to be right. So to me, if you are bad on paper, all right, that means, like, as somebody that might hire you, that means you're stressed. That means you haven't been making ends meet. That means the family life, if there is a family, is under considerable trauma. Hello, Bang. What's up, Bang? Kumustaka. Thank you for popping in. Nice to see you. Thank you for hitting the like button. So if you came to me looking for a job and you were super screwed in the financial world, yeah, you need a job. I get that, right? But to me, you are in a really hard place also. And you have a certain amount of stress, which puts you in a ballpark. Somebody that might steal from me, you might take something from somebody else's property, you might steal from a customer. And so, to me, no, that doesn't make you a thief. But, oh yeah, what's up, dude? But, it puts you in a position where you're stressed. And those stresses lead to other things. That's why I'm a bum. So, and it might not be theft. It might just be late to work because you're stressed out. It might just be that. And sure, that's petty. Yeah. Until they're late every day for the rest of their lives. No, it's not petty. And so to me, I think all those things really matter. I think that not only, and image is everything. I think that that. I think that people are a little crazy sometimes when they try to sidestep that. They say, well, don't stereotype people. And I'm like, are you serious? That's definitely a vagrant right there on the corner under the bridge, And so people don't want to call it what it is. And it's because of some sort of politeness inside them, tolerance, acceptance. I don't want to be mean. Oh, God, I don't want to hurt their feelings. And I'm looking around like, well, that's probably what the problem is. Nobody told that person that I can't read a book for them. All right. Like I can give you $1 today, right? But what about tomorrow? What you're not gonna need another dollar? What about Wednesday, bro? You're gonna need $1? So yeah, sure, I can help you get a meal. Sure, sure. But you gotta eat later too. Like like 8 hours, I suppose, like at best, right? You're gonna want some food. Give me some truth, John Lennon. So to me, eh, we do a lot of accepting and a lot of tolerating when you go by that person on day one, right? But then day 39, they're still out there, right? And it's like, dude, like what aren't you putting together? This doesn't work. This cannot be the answer, all right? And so I think we get a lot of that. I think you get a lot of those people with opinions too, and I don't really think they should be awarded an opinion. Uh, if I was sitting at a table trying to debate on where our money should be spent, and a vagrant came to the table and said he wanted a voice, I'd say, for what? For fucking what, dude? You don't help us at all. You do not pitch in on anything, and all you do is consume. You're an amoeba. You're a parasite. And so, to all definition of the word, you and me, we may go out, we work, we pay our taxes, we have to go down and vote, we do what we can to pitch in, right? We are a part of society. Whereas then we have those that feed off of society, but they don't want to be a part of society. And I'm like, so you're just going to live in the woods by the school playground there? That's what you're going to do? That's a nice spot for you, bro. And people say, well, Bruce, that's kind of nasty. And I said, no, it's not nasty, dude. We didn't build that kids park so some bum could stay at the back in the woods right there. And what if I went to the corner, dude, and built a little shed? The cops would come down there and fuck me up, bro. They would fuck me up. They would put the baton to me like, you're stupid, dude. We can't deal with you, man. Pack this shit up. Get it off the corner. They would come down there and throw my whole house away, dude. What if I just put a shed on the corner and showed you guys what they will do to a white dude that has a job? I will show you, dude. They will fuck me up. But if I look like a bum and the house doesn't look like a permanent house, they probably won't say nothing to me. What, dude? If I put up a cardboard house on the corner and get in there, get all dirty and stuff, throw some trash around, make it look nasty, they probably let me slide. But if you're all clean cut, right? If you wore a suit and you were down there putting together your shed, put some plastic around it, make sure it was, waterproof, they will end that shit for you, bro. They will haul your ass right to jail. Like, you ain't allowed to do this. You're a civilian. You're part of society. We'll fuck you up. All right, so yeah, no. Tolerance and acceptance, dude. Tolerance and acceptance. You need to get around that stuff. You get back to trying real, real damn hard. Get back to trying real, real hard. Mitchley is putting in the work, right? 21, which that should have been a pretty fun birthday for me as a guy. When I was 21, I spent that day drinking. Yep. We used to be able to go to the liquor store. They give you a free beer on your birthday when you were turning 21, just your 21st birthday, to give you a beer. You run around doing that for half the day, then you drink all of them with your buddies or something. But 21, school and all that, that's fantastic. You don't do work though, right? No work outside of school, right? School sends you to work for a week, right? Twice a month or something. Yeah. Still here? Okay, good. So yeah, now dude, credit's a thing. All these things really, really matter. And appearance does too, image does too. And on paper, if you don't have good paper, why am I going to call you down to the office and talk to you? And especially especially, you know, if I got a job, if I was offering a job to people, right, and it was easy to qualify for it, I would only call people back based on how qualified their application would be. There'd be a whole group of people I never even called. Like if you filled out your name all sloppy on the paperwork, I wouldn't even bother talking to you. I don't know how you're going to communicate with me. You know, there's 100 more reasons I might not even touch your application, especially if I had 200 applications to go through. Let's say I had a really good job, paid 80 grand a year or something, right? 200 people showed up applying for it. You know, I don't want to read 200 applications. You know what? No, no. I'm gonna be looking for some cover sheets that are really good. Good cover sheet, one paragraph that captures me. I said, this is a good person right here. And so, you know, I think all these things matter. So credit matters, bro. Credit is power also. Credit is power. So I'd call the bank and tell them I want to go to the Philippines for a month and give me some money. And they'll say, well, we'll give you this card for that. And I'll say, okay, great, thanks. And so your credit is your power. Right? And so I really think that's crazy important. And without it, the amount of suffering that takes place is double ridiculous too. You know, so not only is it a power for you, it's a tool, right? Not only is it a tool, but not having the tool puts you in a huge problematic position. I'm not able to write neatly. I have a slight quiver in my hands. Likely I have Parkinson's disease. You need some marijuana. What's up, Too Fast? Good morning. Good morning. I'm here blabbing my gums about things that I don't apply in my own life. How about that? How about that? You know, I know about these things because I know what it takes to fix the things in my life. That's right. That's right. Discipline. Oh, it always sucks too. Another thing that I do is I spend 6 months of the year building up any sort of debt, and I spend 6 months making sure any sort of debt is zeroed out. So typically, I don't carry over a bunch of debt from the year before, regardless of what it is. Even if I went out and bought a car, I'd be working on clearing out debt, clearing it out. The last half of the year, I make more money than the first half of the year. So we just have more work going on, and I have more stuff that comes in outside of work. So I typically make a lot more money the last half of the year, typically the last quarter, to be real honest with you. And so when I make that much more money, I go through and I clear out everything from last year. And so anything that I would have had to have rolled, any large ticket items such as a repair on my truck, it also gets cleared out. But I tell you what, it's just like I said, I can walk into a car dealership and say, give me those keys, dude. Here's my information. Marianne, hello. Too Fast, what's cracking? I put away to pay property taxes at the end of the year. Too Fast, I think we have some things going that direction where you might not have to do that much more anymore. Guapo, what's up? I think some changes in property taxes are coming along because people are starting to talk a lot of shit, and if all the people just start talking shit, that'll change. Property tax is kind of bullshit. It's not, but it is at the same time. So it's not, but it is. It's not, but it is. So independent school districts and your local elementary school, they really, really, really depend on your property taxes. Oh yeah, never mind. Never mind. I was just joking. Even if you paid your property taxes, they wouldn't be used for anything good. You know, uh, I got to tell you something, man. I think if enough people just walked down to the courtroom and said, we're not paying property taxes, thank you, and walked out, I don't think there'd be anything they could do about it. They couldn't mass arrest all of you. You know, few people would get burned in that. They'd get arrested, you know. But as soon as they realized they had to arrest the whole city, that whole thing would come to an end. I don't know. I don't know. But I can strategically come up with a way to answer you. People that make money with him, people that make money with him, or people that he makes money for. Maybe that's the way I should put it. They love that guy. Love it, love it, love it. But, you know, when you're lining people's, you know, Christmas trees with shoe boxes filled with money, you know, it's got to come from somebody. Might as well come from the people. Right? Right? That's the thing, right? Here's a killer thing. Elon Musk said that it would take roughly $4 billion a year to feed all the hungry people on the planet, on the entire planet. $4 billion a year. But between Minnesota and California, so much money is missing, we could have fed the homeless in the United States for the rest of our natural lives. So I ain't talking about the rest of the world, homeless around the world, like Elon Musk was saying. Good night, Bruce. Neary love. What's that say? Good night. All right, good night. Sleep tight. I hope you get good rest. Yeah, so imagine you lose, or you know, $300 billion is missing, right? 300 billion. First off, four goes into that like 75 times or something, right? And so they could have paid for world hunger for the next 75 years, right? Now, if you just minus the rest of the world out of that and you look at, well, it's our money that's lost, and what would that have done for our homeless? It would have completely cured every homeless person, every child without a parent, and every senior citizen. It would have taken care of all of our veterans, everybody's hospital bills. It could have zeroed out the economy. You know, we're talking about $300 billion. You know, and if you divided that among 330 million people, we each get quite a bit of money there, you know. And so just the money that's just missing, just where's this money at? The number is so staggering that it's absolute fraud. All right, you can make a mistake with like $10,000 and maybe that slides by, but $300 billion is missing, bro. Like, what are y'all talking about? And everybody's just treating it like a clerical error too. They're lucky it's not my $300 billion, dude, because I would start a war. My entire military would be sitting inside of Minnesota right now, like, where's the money? Well, if you lost it, you can unlose it. Where's it at? Yep. Everybody would hang on that, dude. I'm not joking at all. So it's okay, just unlose it right now. Right now. That's exactly how that would go. I would march an army up in there and say, $300 billion? You did what with it? You're going to go ahead and go get it. That's what you're going to do. Yep. I would never play with that. That's so wild, dude. So I think that Gavin Newsom probably has some things to account for. I don't think these two states are the only two states in this mix. I think you're going to find that it's going on in every state. Still watching. What's up, Hannah? When did you sneak in, Hannah? Uh-huh. I cannot tell a lie. I took that 300 billion. I took it to Las Vegas. I got all the girls here. All right. Mitchley, Hannah, and Christina. Oh, I'm lucky, aren't I? I'm lucky. But yeah, there's so much going on, dude. There really is. Cali's in pretty bad shape. My understanding is Petro's pulling out of there, that Quid company, whatever they are, they're pulling out of there. Chevron is throwing in the towel over there. Everybody's moving out, and that's where the state was getting all their money from, was not necessarily illegal fines, but they were fining these oil companies $100 million a year, $80 million a year. And you just can't operate under those circumstances. You cannot run a business under that. You can't do it. Can't do it. No way. And you can't tell a company that they have to operate at a loss. You can't do that. And Cali, they was paying $8 a gallon for gas. $8 a gallon. If I had to pay that, I wouldn't be able to roll the truck anymore. I'd have to charge tenants to check their property. After charging them for a service I don't do, I'd also have to charge them for property visits. I would never be able to service them like that under those circumstances. Let's go see. I bet it's still gray outside. Oh yeah, the sun's gonna come out at some point. Very good. Very good. The sun is coming. It says it's going to be cloudy all day. The cold rolled in last night too, but looks like we're going to get some sun up. We're going to get some sun. We're going to get some sun. We're in my hut. I built a hut. It's got a heater in here. My fort on the back of on the balcony, so I can be warm out here. What are you girls doing? All you girls are up very late. Very late. Nice plants. They are all fake. They're all fake. Every one of them. The Fortress of Solitude. Yeah, they're all fake, and they're all matching too, by the way. So the opposite side is the exact same items. So I had to buy 2 of everything. I got a problem like that. Like everything's got to match. Everything's got to match. It's got to be nice, dude. I used to live bad. I'll say that. I didn't care about any of that stuff. It's just like whatever, And not that I really honestly hold on to it now, but, I kind of like being able to be around nice stuff. Yes, falsies. Dude, I cannot grow any of those plants. Like if I don't have like hands-on instructions, like you have to show me exactly what I should be doing to it, then all those plants will die. Yeah, I had that red plant, it died. You go back through some of my posts, you can see the red plant that I had out here. It was like one of them carnation plants or something, annuals. They were really good looking at the store. And I had it for some weeks, did some trimming to it, and then it died. All right, Good night, Johnny. Good night, Johnny. Hey, man, if you ever want to talk to me about any of those things we talked about, I would be happy to tell you what I've done, what I went through, and why I did it, what changes it made, and how it affected my credit. I'm happy to help, dude. I'm happy to help. Anytime, man. Anytime. Anytime. I waged a war against them, and I won. I set out to hit a goal. I achieved my goal greatly. Them boys mad about that stuff. You have succulents outside? I didn't want succulents. I wanted to be able to see the plants from the road down here. I wanted to be able to see the plants when I was driving by. And I wanted to see that I had a nice patio set up too. So I built this ledge and stuff that they all sit on. This big thick ledge, and I built this fence right here too. And I do a nice job. I build well. It's not even connected to the building. It's freestanding, and it's awesome. And it just stands there. Not even connected to the building. It just stands there. I'll put a curtain up too. And then I built this little shed when winter came. I had to put that net up to keep the birds out. The birds. When I moved in, there was a nest here, and there was 5 baby birds up in there. And you got to understand something. The birds don't ever leave the nest until they can fly. But birds start taking dumps instantly, and they got this technique. All right, they stick their ass up over the edge of the bird nest, and they dump right off the edge, so they don't take dumps inside the bird nest, right? Mom and dad aren't cleaning up bird shit, right? They turn around, and boop, their little ass comes poking up over the top, and bloop, they take a dump. So whatever is underneath a bird's nest is going to get like 600,000 dumps dumped on it. And I had to put a plate out, a lid to a storage container. I had to put a lid to a storage container, and it must have captured all the shits in the world. I just had to throw it out because I couldn't deal with it, right? There's some videos on it. I got the freeloaders on video, and there's a big stinking pile of their dump underneath the nest, dude. There was nothing. There was 5 of them up there, and you know, Mom and Dad all day long, right? They go out, they get something to feed them, they stick it in their mouth and fly off, and then they go out, they do the next one. So they all take shits at like the same time, right? So it's like, bam, 5 shits at a time, 17 times a day. It was huge. You want to be able to use a ladder to get into your, you know, I think I have a better option for you. In old houses out here, they had a staircase that you pulled down, and I think that would be better than a ladder for you, especially if you got to store things up there, because taking stuff to store up there would be very challenging with a ladder, unless you're trying to use it as a hiding place, in which case you shouldn't hide up there. You should have a tactical advantage up there, though. And the short video, I don't know, it's like 6 months old, and it's called Freeloaders. It says Freeloaders on it, because I called them a bunch of freeloaders, bro. They were scared to death of me. They were scared to death. Mom and Dad took off every time I'd sit out here on the patio, which was like half the day. They'd be mad about it, for sure. Yeah, they've got these fold down staircases that act like attic doors do, the above head attic doors, you know, you pull the little thing down and the ladder unfolds, right? except these are full-size staircases that are tucked in the floor, you know, so up there above it, it's exposed, the staircase is exposed, and it just folds down. You walk up there. I think that'd be a much better deal if you want to use your attic for storage, a walk-in ability. In fact, I'm going to the ranch later today, and I have to try to figure out how to get more flooring up there. Oh, okay, all right. I work for food. I work for food. It's cool. That's what that looks like. It's got a little fabric curtain on it. That's my little warm area. Actually, I don't think I turned off that heater, did I? I just got up and left, didn't I? Oh no, I turned it off. Good for me. Good for me. Ah, here's a daytime view for you. Yeah, so it's really challenging to get things up ladders, and the attic drop down ladders that fold and stuff. It's really challenging to get things up those too. Additionally, because it's not like a long item on the ceiling, you're very limited to what you can take up there. So a good example of that would be right here, this panel. So that would be the size of whatever I could get up there. You know, maybe I can't take much up there. I can't put a bed up there, that's for sure. You know, so I might not be able to put a chair up there. Very challenging, right? But if it was 2 or 3 times as long as that, and it just dropped down as a big staircase, right? So, right? You'd be able to walk up it easy on the staircase. And here's my double shower head, by the way. There's 2 shower heads. You love that, don't you? Getting like double sprayed. I built that too, by the way. Two shower heads. Then one day 2 people will shower, but seems doubtful. I'm gonna get rid of this place here pretty soon, so I don't require all of this. This is beyond me, beyond my needs. Beyond my needs. Attic doors. Oh wow, I see what you mean. Yeah. So if you're gonna build out your attic like that, you know, I think, and you can Google it. You can Google it. Drop down stairs for attics. They have them in a lot of these houses here in Texas. Hang tight. Hang tight. Yeah, hey guys, I gotta make a phone call. I came back and it's broken. It's broken. It's so broken. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. Chat's gone, buttons are gone. Sorry. Bye-bye.